What's up, y'all? Okay, we back. We back. Sorry about that. My internet was over there trying to select the slowest internet connection. I don't know. Maybe threw some honey on the modem. I don't know what happened. But we're going to get back into this live. So make sure y'all check in again, and we're going to get into this one here. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. So let's get into this here. Let me just do this. While y'all check in, let me know where y'all are coming in from. And then we're going to get into it. Just a second while y'all do that. Let me send out this notification real quick. And then we going to get into it. Let me do this real quick. Tap in the comment section. Let's get these likes up. Shout out to Milwaukee in the building. I see y'all in the building. Just a second. Let me see. Dreamers Pro. Shout out to Toronto, Canada. Toronto in the building. Oakland, California. I see you. Shout out to Oakland. Shout out my dude, man. Shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants, man. Shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants. My dude, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to his channel, man. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to Sports and Fitness Rants channel, man. Shout out to him, man. One of the very few people that I watch on YouTube. I love his content. Always keep up the good work, man. Always keep up the good work. Let me see. Keep editing. Yeah, YouTube is messing with me right now. I don't know what to say. Anyway, all right. Let's give it another 30 seconds or so. We're going to get into it. Who else we got? Brooklyn in the building. Crenshaw District, USA. I see you. Shout out to Crenshaw. Where else we got? Who else we got? Good day to all y'all. This is really live. We're really live. We are really, really live, folks. This ain't pre-recorded. This ain't none of that. This is really, really, really live. We are live. If you ask me a question right now, see, I'm shouting out the names in live in real time. David in California, I see you. Edward in East New York, shout out to you. Let's give it 10 more seconds and we're going to get into it. All right, so let me get into this live, man. Yesterday, we reacted to some comments of former Michael Jordan super agent, David Faulk. He was recently in New York, I think this week or last week, I believe this week. And he was attending the Sports Business Journal's conference. And they asked him a bunch of questions. One of the questions they asked him was, where do you rank LeBron James in the GOAT conversation? Matter of fact, for those of y'all who didn't see the live or didn't even hear his comments or read them, I'm going to pin it in the chat for you right now. That's some clutch points where I read it from yesterday. Let me read it for y'all now. It says, Michael Jordan's agent calls out LeBron for cherry-picking NBA championships. Okay, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's try to get these likes up. He says, former Jordan agent David Faulk took part in a Q&A session at Sports Business Journal conference in New York. And naturally, a question on the GOAT debate popped up from the crowd, per Rob Schaefer of Sports Business Journal. To no one's surprise, Faulk listed Jordan as the GOAT. Before saying that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Kobe Bryant would round out his top three, before adding that James would probably be in his top 10. He then said, I really like LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and two other superstars, he would have won 15 championships. That's what he said yesterday. Now, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Andrew Romeo. Shout out to Greece in the building. Shout out to Manila. Let's get these likes up, guys. We're just getting into this. So yesterday when we did that live, I reacted to his comments. Just last night, I predicted on the show. I said that this is going to send shockwaves through the La Media. And the person I heard saying the La Media is too raw for TV. He's the first one I ever heard say that. Shout out to him. That they're going to try to have some pushback. And I said, if Rich Paul, who's the agent of LeBron, who's also a super agent, is able to go on show after show after show to tell people why he believes LeBron James is the GOAT, how is it then a problem that David Faulk, who they asked the question, not like he actively goes on these shows, who they asked the question, where do you rank LeBron in the all-time standings? And the man gives his own opinion. His own opinion. And now all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. So what happened? I was going through my computer and I came across, let me pull it up here, a clip, or not a clip, a full segment from ESPN First Take just today that I want to play for y'all. And during this segment, it has the following headline: unnecessary jab. Stephen A. Smith calls out Michael Jordan's former agent, hear this, for excessive GOAT comments. This is the title. I don't know if y'all can see, y'all can't see it. For excessive GOAT comment. Let's just address the title. Hey guys, let's try to get these likes up to 100 likes, guys. Just a second, y'all. Just a second. So let's address the title. Unnecessary jabs. Unnecessary jabs. Stephen A. Smith calls out Michael Jordan's former agent for excessive GOAT comments. Those comments are deemed by ESPN as excessive, but the question is why? The reason they view his comments as excessive is because it goes against every single narrative that they try to propagate on a daily basis. And God forbid anybody with any kind of influence or any kind of influence goes out there and says something that doesn't align with their narratives, now it's called as excessive. So I want to play what Stephen A. Smith said. I want y'all to hear the vitriol that Stephen A. Smith was speaking with. Let me play it for y'all. Hold on.
Speaking at Sports Business Journal's conference earlier this week, Michael Jordan's longtime agent, David Faulk, said LeBron is probably in his top-end players of all time, and went on to say this, quote, I really like LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and had two other superstars, he would have won 15 championships. Stephen A., your reaction.
He was at a business conference, but obviously the cameras are rolling, microphones are on. I think it was an unnecessary shot at LeBron James. And I also think that it was a bit excessive because LeBron James is one of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball. When people bring up top 5, top 10, now you are getting insulting. There are not 3 players, 4 players in NBA history better than LeBron James. That is a lie. Okay. And David Faulk knows that. Having said that, he ain't lying about the comparison to Jordan. If Jordan had picked to assemble a super team, you damn right he would have won about 10 titles, if not more. That's absolutely true. But that's not what Jordan did. And in the end, what LeBron is going to have to live with is the fact that you joined Miami for your first.
Okay. I'm going to assume, shout out to the 300 people in the live. Let's try to get these likes up to 150 likes. I'm going to assume that Stephen A. Smith did his due diligence and understood that the 3 people he had ranked higher than LeBron is Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kobe Bryant. Those are the three. I'm going to assume that he did his homework and that he's aware of that. Let's get into this thing of it being disrespectful. Here's my issue. So, it is not disrespectful to rank LeBron ahead of Kobe, but it is disrespectful to rank Kobe ahead of LeBron. And the question then becomes, why? Why is that the case? And what kills me is that Stephen A. Smith is talking like as if his opinion is the opinion. Like as if there are not millions and millions and millions and millions of people out there that rank Kobe ahead of LeBron. He's acting like as if it's a fringe opinion. The fringe opinion is saying that LeBron is on Michael Jordan. That's a manufactured opinion that was a fringe opinion that became popularized by people like Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. Smith to a certain, they popularized this. Back in 2014-15, when nobody ranking LeBron James next to Michael Jordan, when were they? When do you think LeBron all of a sudden started getting ranked next to Michael? When do y'all think that occurred? Was it in 2011? Hell no, because he was sitting on 0 rings. Was it in 2012? Well, you would have to be a flaming idiot to say that LeBron James, who had 1 NBA championship, would be ranked ahead of Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan, who had 6, or Magic Johnson, who had 5, or Tim Duncan, who had 5, or Shaq, who had 4. So it didn't happen in 2011. It didn't happen in 2012. 2013, he won his 2nd championship. You would still have to be a flagrant moron to say that you would rank him ahead of some of these players I just mentioned, like Duncan, like Kareem, like Kobe, like Shaq, like Magic Johnson. You would have to be a super bozo. So the question then becomes, when did he get so high in the ranking? Was it 2014? Well, you can't be serious, because they got blown off of the finals by a record margin. So when did this GOAT talk begin? In these people's minds, the GOAT talk started, get this, in the year 2015 to 16. LeBron went from being ranked behind Duncan, behind Shaq, behind Kobe, behind Kareem. He went from being behind all of those dudes. Then he won one more championship, which was his 3rd championship. He won that in 2016. And now all of a sudden, he leapfrogs everybody mysteriously. He goes from being behind all of these Hall of Famers to jumping everybody and standing next to Michael Jordan in 2016. That's how it all happened. So you mean to tell me all that time before, there weren't millions and millions and millions of NBA fans that thought Kobe was ahead of LeBron James? So when he says, he's saying it like as if this is an unacceptable position to have. And I'm sitting there like, where have you been? The only person I heard on television that said LeBron became the GOAT in 2016 was Nick Wright. And isn't it funny that Nick Wright said LeBron is the GOAT in 2016? LeBron came out and said he's the GOAT in 2016. And we later on find out Nick Wright is being represented by Clutch Sports. What a coinky dink. What a coinky dink. It's just so coincidental that LeBron and Nick Wright have the same opinion and they're both represented by the same agency. What a coinky dinky. I wonder how they landed at that conclusion. Or they just thought about it independently. So Stephen A. Smith saying this, to me, is disrespectful, not only to Kobe's legacy, because basically what you're saying is Kobe's legacy ain't nothing, but beyond the fact that it's more disrespectful to Kobe's legacy, it's disrespectful to all those other greats. It's disrespectful to Magic Johnson. It's disrespectful to Larry Bird. It's disrespectful to Tim Duncan. It's disrespectful to Shaq. And it's disrespectful to Kobe. And the fact of the matter is, ESPN will never allow a Kobe guy on their show. They will never do it. You can only be two things, a Jordan guy or LeBron guy. Do you know why? So you can have this stupid debate. And if you allow a Kobe guy to go up there, then you can't have the debate. You can't have the debate. Because if you had some Kobe guys on that show and they brought up one of these topics, one of us would be like, yo, bro, what are you talking about right now? Or you bugging? And then you start arguing, and then it ruins the whole thing. It ruins the whole thing. So for Stephen A. Smith to be like, it's disrespectful to have what's his name? What's the guy? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar ahead of LeBron? Is disrespectful to have Magic Johnson ahead of LeBron? Is disrespectful to have Kobe Bryant ahead of LeBron? What do all of those guys have more than LeBron? Y'all let me know. What do all of those guys have more than LeBron James? What's the thing they all have? They have more championships. What thing do they have less than LeBron James? They have less finals losses. So you're telling me winning and all of that don't matter. You're telling me a guy that's played in the NBA for 22 years, sitting on 4 rings, should be considered the second greatest player to Michael Jordan? Why? Why? And we're going to get into this debate. Why? What is it about LeBron's game or his career that says to you, you know what, I think it should be right next to what's the thing? Let's argue it. What's the thing? What's the thing? What is the thing? I'm trying to figure this out. What's the thing? Is it his game? His game is not comparable to Jordan. Jordan's game is way better. Visually, from an effectiveness standpoint, it's not even in the same universe. What's the thing? What is the thing specifically? He doesn't even rebound the way he should in this position. Larry Bird averages more rebounds than LeBron James, but LeBron is more athletic than Larry Bird. What's the thing? What's the thing? To me, LeBron hasn't passed Kareem nor Kobe. He for damn sure didn't pass Kareem. He has not passed Kareem because Kareem's made just as many all-first defensive teams. He's made, 6 all-second defensive teams. He's led the league in rebounding, I think, 4 times or 1 time. I think he's led the league in blocks. He has 6 regular season MVPs, if I'm not mistaken, 6 finals MVPs. He got a whole bunch of points. He got a whole bunch of rebounds. So how are you ahead of Kareem? How? How are you ahead of Kobe when he's had more help? Kobe won with less talent against more competition. The teams that LeBron was losing to, Kobe was beating them. So I don't understand it. But to me, it seems like you're not allowed to have this opinion on ESPN that Kobe should be ranked ahead of LeBron James. You're not allowed to have it. And the part that kills me is Stephen A. Smith says what he says without any explanation. There is no, it's disrespectful. Why is it disrespectful? I've listened to Stephen A. Smith's argument for why he has LeBron number 2. Do you know what his argument is? You just won't believe. His argument is tantamount to his political views. Do you know what he said? When you think about everything LeBron brings to the game, that's his argument. His argument is when you think about everything that LeBron brings to the game, that is his argument. Imagine that being your argument. To me, the reason I can't rank LeBron ahead of Kobe is this. And I'm going to tell y'all. Kobe, and I watched LeBron's full career. When Kobe was playing, I was watching everybody. I always said to myself while watching Kobe, I've never seen a basketball player play better basketball live than I have this guy. I was watching everybody. I've never seen it. Kobe would play and you're like, how is this guy doing this thing that he's doing? How is he so good? We've done a video breaking down scoring. of LeBron scoring 40 points in the game and Kobe Bryant scoring 40 points. The level of energy that is required from LeBron to score 40 versus the level of energy required for Kobe Bryant to score 40 is not comparable. LeBron got to use his whole body. He got to be banging into people, running down the floor, jumping all over the place. Kobe ain't even got to do that. Kobe can hit you up for 25 points in a quarter on jumpers. On jumpers. So the reason I have Kobe ahead of LeBron is this, and I've argued with some of your favorite NBA players that like to say, oh, they got LeBron ahead of Kobe. Here's my reason. I've asked them. Let me bring up Gilbert Arenas because I'm always arguing with him. Y'all can show him the live. I don't know if he's watching. Most likely he's not. I've asked Gilbert Arenas this very thing. I said, Gil, you think LeBron is better than Kobe? I think Kobe's better than LeBron. I said, I'll ask him this. I said, Gilbert, who do you think is the better offensive player between Kobe and LeBron? You know what he'll say? Kobe Bryant. I'll ask him, Gilbert, who do you think is the better defensive player against Kobe Bryant and LeBron James? He'll say Kobe. That's already half the game. I said, Gilbert, who do you think is more clutch? Then he'll bring up some stat that he made up. LeBron has the most game winners, which is a damn lie. Kobe Bryant has the most game winners in NBA history, folks. It ain't no damn LeBron James. LeBron got game. It ain't him. Kobe has about 28 or 31 game winners. You can go actually watch all of them. There are videos out there. I said Kobe's more clutch. He's a better scorer. He's a better defender. He can be just as good as a playmaker as he wants to. But more importantly, he's a better leader. He's mentally tougher. And he's not going to point fingers. He's going to hold everybody accountable. He's not going to be passive aggressive. And I'll then ask him, so if you agree with me with all of these points, how do you have LeBron James ahead of Kobe Bryant? Do you know what he'll say? When you look at the experts who rank players, like the ESPNs, they're using metrics. And then I'll then say to him, Gilbert, but we can pull up 100,000 videos of you saying that when NBA players analyze players, they don't use these metrics and stats. They use a different metric. And then you know he'll say? Nothing. I'll just be chasing him through the chat. We'll go back and forth until I get fed up. I say, man, you win. He will say whatever. I'll say whatever you say, you win. Whatever you say, you win. Because he knows he'll be running all over the place. So to me, if you believe LeBron is a top 5 player, no problem. But to say is disrespectful, to say that there are 4 better players than LeBron, you're on crack. You're on crack. And I'm going to tell you why. MJ's place is not being debated in NBA history as the GOAT. LeBron is. And if your place is being debated, it means that you can be moved up and down a list. You can't lose as much as LeBron has lost and tell me that don't matter. You can't lose as much as he has lost and tell me that doesn't matter. You can't have the record for the widest point differential in a loss in the history of basketball. Think about this. Since basketball has been around in the NBA, of all of the finals that has been played, the finals with the biggest point differential in terms of losing, LeBron holds it. I want you to think about that for a second. In the history of basketball, no one has lost by a wider margin than him in a series versus the Spurs. Nobody has. Nobody. They expect us to see that and be like, oh, that don't matter. That don't matter. It don't matter. Of the players, okay. You have Kobe Bryant. You have LeBron James. You have Michael Jordan. Which one of them has had a mental breakdown on the biggest stage of basketball? Which one of those 3 has done that? More importantly, which one of those 3 did that in their prime? I saw a video that was recommended to me yesterday from Nonstop Sports or something, and it was like, how good was Miami Heat's LeBron James, and it goes, really good. I'm like, what? Really good? Are y'all even serious? You can't be serious. How long was LeBron James in Miami Heat? 4 years, right? Was it 4 years? 4 years. 4 years. 4 seasons. The first season, he had a mental collapse in the finals. A mental collapse. Unlike something we have never seen before and we've never seen since. The second year, they won the championship. The third year, they won the championship. The fourth year, they lost by a record margin. If this LeBron was the most amazing LeBron, why did that occur under his watch? How is that possible that LeBron was so amazing, yet he had that mental? How is this possible, folks? So we're supposed to overlook that too. We're supposed to overlook that. Which one of these 3 guys has been accused of quitting? Kobe, Jordan, or LeBron in NBA playoff series? Which one of those guys? Which one of them? Which one of these guys used to run from the late game free throw line? Which one of them? Which one of them that at the end of a game, when the game is on the line, says to themselves, even though I'm the best player on the court, I believe that somebody else gives us a better chance to win the game on a consistent basis? What great player thinks that? A great player thinks, if anything good happens in this moment, I'm going to be the reason because I give our team the best shot to win, not LeBron. LeBron will pass the ball off to an insignificant player on the court and expect him to make the shot and then camouflage it as, oh, I made the right play. Jordan would never do that. Kobe would never do that because the right play is them shooting the ball. Now, sometimes other people can hit a shot, but they believe in their mind, who on this team has a better shot at making a shot than me? Than me. Why do you think LeBron used to do that? Because he didn't want the scrutiny that came with losing. We all know this. But we're supposed to overlook all of that and be like, nah, he the GOAT. Y'all are crazy. Tim Duncan has just as an impressive resume, and he's a winner. He's been a part of a dynasty. What dynasty has LeBron been a part of? What dynasty has LeBron? LeBron hasn't even had a three-peat. A three-peat. A three-peat. But yet, he's supposed to be, it's disrespectful for David Faulk to say that he has Kobe and Kareem ahead of him. That's disrespectful. Based on what? Based on what? Maybe what you see, we don't see. I don't see this thing that Stephen A. Smith sees. I don't see it. The NBA should make a second place player trophy and name it to LeBron. Pretty much let the second place bro, they're trying to make the second place they're trying to make just getting there an accomplishment. Winning is no longer we have to make concessions. I've heard Nick Wright argue on the behalf of LeBron James for GOAT. Do you know he'll say it's all hypotheticals? Well, if LeBron had this and the sky was blue that day and my car started and the toaster didn't stop working, maybe this would have happened. It's all hypotheticals. Just this afternoon, somebody sent me a message on Instagram. Well, if LeBron James had Phil Jackson, he didn't. He didn't. If Michael Jordan had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, maybe he would have 100,000 rings too. I don't know. But all he had was what he had. All MJ had was what he had. So let's deal with reality. They try to bring up the point about, Jordan had Phil Jackson. Folks, how many championship rings did Phil Jackson have before he joined the Bulls? Let's hear it. For the people that be like, Michael Jordan had Phil Jackson. He had Phil Jackson. Huh? He had Phil Jackson. How many rings did Phil Jackson have before he joined the Bulls? Let's see, LeBron fans, how many rings did Phil Jackson have? How many? What coaching position was Phil Jackson before he became the coach of the Chicago Bulls? What was he? Phil Jackson was an assistant coach. An assistant coach. That him and Michael Jordan won championships together. This big way you're viewing Phil Jackson is because of Michael Jordan, fool. He never had Phil. Yeah, Phil never had Mike. Before Phil got Mike, he had nothing. They're acting like as if Jordan was playing with Phil Jackson after he had 4 rings or something. That's what they're acting like. What would have been impressive, however, it would have been impressive if LeBron would have been able to win 5 rings with Ty Lue. You know, do the Michael Jordan thing. Or it would have been impressive if you were able to win 3 rings with Frank Vogel. You know, do that thing. You can't do it. LeBron fans have tried everything. So I 100% disagree with Stephen A. Smith. And I thought what he said was disrespectful to Kobe Bryant. And I just pray. I was even listening to Jay Williams. Jay Williams was saying, man, you know, this is personal. Talking about what David Faulk said. This is personal. This is personal. What he's saying is personal. This is beyond basketball. It's personal. I'm like, bro, do you want to box a Kleenex too? You want to box a Kleenex too? You want to cry your eyes out too? Are you even joking? This is personal. This is personal. He gave his opinion. So when Rich Paul gives his opinion, that's personal too? Nope. Y'all be doing full segments on it. Rich Paul said this, and he'd be like, well, you know, Rich Paul makes an interesting point. The reason he feels it's personal is because Jay Williams thinks LeBron James, I think, is the GOAT. I think Jay Williams thinks LeBron is the GOAT. That's why he believes it's personal. Let me play what Stephen A. Smith said again for the new people that just came in. Take a listen to this.
Taking a look at this quote, speaking at Sports Business Journal's conference earlier this week, Michael Jordan's longtime agent, David Faulk, said LeBron is probably in his top 10 players of all time and went on to say this, quote, I really like LeBron, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and had 2 other superstars, he would have won 15 championships. Stephen A., your reaction.
He was at a business conference, but obviously the cameras are rolling, microphones are on. I think it was an unnecessary shot at LeBron James. And I also think that it was a bit excessive because LeBron James is one of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball. When people bring up top 5, top 10, now you are getting insulting. There are not 3 players, 4 players in NBA history better than LeBron James. That is a lie. Okay. And David Faulk knows that.
How does he know David Faulk knows that? How does he know that? There are 3 players better than LeBron James. There are 3. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There are 3. And there are a lot of people that feel this way. A lot. Well-known people like your Kevin Durant, and there are a lot of people. So what Stephen A. Smith is saying, he's just giving his opinion. But what happens is he's able to get off scot-free without having his opinions challenged. This is what he deems as he thought having it is excessive. It's excessive to him. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So his opinion is the opinion. That dude is just unbelievable. LeBron is a great player, but there are players that are better than him, in my opinion. Now, in terms of Jordan, I don't think that's even opinion-based. I don't think there's any argument anywhere to say LeBron is even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. I don't think it's close. Some of y'all think it's close. I don't think it's close. I've watched Jordan average 36 on 53% shooting in the playoffs, not for a series, for an entire playoff run. for 25 games, shot 53% from the field, 30-something percent from the three, 8 rebounds or something a game, and won a championship, averaging 36 through the entire playoffs in 25 games or whatever the hell it was. LeBron ain't never did that. Never will. Never will, folks. You heard the numbers I just said. Go look at LeBron's playoff numbers and look at Michael Jordan's playoff number, and you tell me if they're comparable. There's nothing about it that's close. Nothing that's close. Not their regular season averages, not their playoff averages, there's nothing close about it. All these guys have left is longevity. If you look at averages and accolades, it is not even close. And more importantly, if you use the eye test, it's not close at all. I don't think it's close at all. At all. I think there are players in between them to show the difference. It ain't close. It's not close at all. So anyway, guys, look, these are my thoughts. Appreciate you guys for being a part of the live. Somebody said Bron isn't even top 40. Appreciate you guys for being number of wins now. Number of wins. Yeah, appreciate you guys for being a part of the live, man. We definitely going to catch y'all later. We got a lot of fire content dropping a little bit later today, so make sure y'all sub to the channel. Give Jordan, Hakeem, and Barkley and let him run like the Heatles. They would probably not win one. They would. Let me ask y'all a question. If Michael Jordan had the help that LeBron had, forget about what David Faulk said. How many championships you think Jordan would have won? Let's be for LeBron fans. Let me ask y'all the question. Let's ask LeBron fans before we leave. LeBron James fans, I know some of y'all are watching. Somebody said, look, Charles got a hard-on for LeBron. LOL suspect. That's how LeBron fans think. This is how they think. I already told you. These dudes run around and let LeBron, they swipe credit cards through each other's butt cheeks like the tip drill video. So I'm not surprised his mind will go there. It's always some suspect low down. Son, you can't even talk, bro. You dudes have a Barbie doll. Like, let's be for real. You dudes went out and bought a Barbie doll. You don't get to be cracking no type of jokes, bro. Y'all buy Barbie dolls. There are videos of dudes talking about they'll break up with their girlfriends to sit on LeBron's lap or something. Like, y'all are the fan base that don't get to talk about nothing. You talking about I'm suspect. If I'm a suspect, they already caught you. They already convicted you dudes. If I'm a suspect, y'all are convicted. They done put y'all under the jail. Ain't no suspicion about y'all. Don't even try to take it that way. Appreciate the super chat. I would love to debate you because you know very little basketball knowledge history. Bro, speak English, my bro. Take that $5 and go get yourself a book and stop wasting my time. I know very little Listen, maybe one day we'll have a debate, but I don't feel like having my keyboard getting the buttons on the keyboard getting stuck together with all that honey that'll be pouring off the damn monitor. So no, I ain't debating with you dudes. I'm not debating. Last time I debated with a LeBron fan, it got messy. It got messy. Y'all sticky. Somebody said I'm a LeBron fan. Okay, LeBron fans. We got a LeBron fan in the chat. His name is Kelsey. Before I let y'all go. Kelsey, how many championships do you think Michael Jordan would have won if he had LeBron's help? Leave it in the comments. I'm looking for your comment. How many championships? Let's allow Kelsey to talk. And I'm gonna let y'all go. Kelsey, come on, man. We waiting for you. Don't be shy now. Man, y'all better stop playing. This dude said, Dreamers Pro, the only thing I want to ask you is, do you give credit for LeBron coming back against the 73 and 1-3? I agree with you, by the way. I'm curious. Yes, I give him credit. Credit, yes. But what more credit do you want? He's a great player, top 5, top 10. But he ain't the GOAT. And I don't still believe he's better than Kobe. I don't. That's my thought. The same amount of chips as LeBron. So you believe that if Michael Jordan had LeBron's help, they would win the same. Okay, so let me ask you this question. If it's clear that Jordan had less help and he won more, how could he lose? How could he win less with more help? If Kobe had Kyrie or Luka, he would have had 7, 8. Appreciate this. Appreciate the super chat. How is this possible? I know y'all are trolling me. Somebody said I give him credit for the downfall of the league. Y'all, that's crazy. Somebody said 2. So Kelsey popped up. He said 2 at least. Yo, LeBron fans, man, y'all are unbelievable. Somebody said the kid from Akron. And he put up he said 2 at least. Yeah, I know you trolling. Oh, yeah, I know. Instead of worrying about Michael Jordan, you need to be worried about Steph getting more rings than LeBron. Don't worry about Michael Jordan. Your man said 2 at least. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for being a part of this live, man. We're going to catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good one, and I'm out, man. Peace.